Well, hello there. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, and this is going to be sort of a prequel video after the fact to explain before the fact what happened be after the fact. Anyway, we got the bike back together completely, and we attempted to start the bike, and you'll see the results of the attempts after this video. But what this is this is a introductory video for all the people who are new to the channel. If you haven't been on the channel very long, you're not familiar with this bike. This is the Green Goddess, and it is an absolutely gorgeous 1971 Norton Fastback. It arrived here in my shop in January, right about the first of the year in January, as a frame with an engine partially put together in it. Pretty much a rolling frame with most of an engine. And I spent a lot of time putting it together and getting all the bits and pieces and making it look like this. And then we tried to start it. Now we've been fighting the no start for quite a while, which is why if you have information, after you watch the rest of this video and see us trying to start the bike, and you're going to have you new guys who haven't seen the history, you're going to say, oh, that's easy, that's the ABC XYZ. If you just check the XYZ, it'll be fix it just fine, like it's a carburetor, or no, it's the timing, no, it's the cam timing, no, it's the air in the tires. Okay, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen the 23 videos that preceded this, please go back and look at them and get a feel for the trials and tribulations of everything we've gone through working on this bike. And then if you have some good ideas about the no start after reviewing the 23 videos, please feel free. But in the meantime, if you don't have the time to go back and look at the history, it's not the carb, it's not the ignition, it's not the compression, it's not the cam timing. We're going to start from scratch. And we'll work on it some more next week, probably. In the meantime, I've got other bikes I have to work on, and the client is going out of town, so this is going to take a slightly lower priority. Anyway, enjoy the following videos. I'll put a couple pictures after this showing you what the bike looked like when it came into the shop. Enjoy the video and refrain from offering suggestions unless you review all 23 preceding videos and have a new, fresh idea. Thank you. Here we go. Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's Monday. The sun is shining. Birds are singing. Traffic's passing by. Trash cans are out waiting for the pickup. It is approximately, actually exactly, 10 minutes to 8 in the morning. The head sitteth right here, ready to go. We're going to try using these rubber bands to see if they'll hold these up while we drop it in. All the nuts and bolts are laid out in order with washers, etc., ready to go on. Our little cheat sheet for the torque settings is sitting over there. And here sitteth the engine with the engine dropped down. Good news about the isoelastics is since we didn't really change anything, the setting of the clearances on the isoelastics should not have changed. We will check them, of course. I don't know if these are Mark IIIs or not. I haven't looked under these hard rubbers. Probably original with shims, but we'll check it. The piston, the head gasket sitteth, and we're ready to do the drop on. So this ought to be interesting. I'll set this up on the tripod so that you can enjoy the trauma as much as we do. All right, here comes the big drop on. Guard from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really going to drop in there.
Exactly. one rubber band. You have to cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Yep.
You do.
You need to hold that where you get those rubber bands.
Yeah.
Boy, that was slick.
So far, I think the whole secret is an extra clearance.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I really do.
That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Taken straight from the manual.
Okay.
Got them both.
Why do I... Okay, that was rather gruesome. We had a deuce of a time getting the push rods to settle onto the push rod ball joints at the top. It's really weird because of all the Norton heads I've dropped on, I've never had this particular problem before. So we had to go in there with a long screwdriver and nudge them left and right until they settled down. Up to now, once you had the push rods in, they jumped right on the rockers. I'm wondering if that spiffy rubber band thing we did was counterproductive. Won't know till the next time I do one of these. Anyway, by jockeying the head around and working with the long screwdriver, we got all 4 of the push rods on the valves on the rockers. And now we're putting in 4 head bolts just to tighten it down a little bit. And we'll see if we have valve action on all 4 valves when we turn the motor over, and then we'll continue the torquing them. So we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'll say straight up, that was the most difficult Norton head I've put on. The push rods fought me tooth and nail. I don't think the rubber bands holding them up was the problem, because when you put the head on holding them by hand, they drop in there, and then you have to drop the head down. But usually, frankly, the upper cups usually match the rockers pretty good. And this time, I think we had to fight with, at least 3 of them, right, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
A flashlight in there, long screwdriver, moving the head, getting the rockers in the cups, holding the rockers up, and then tightening the adjuster to hold them up while we do the rest. Finally, we got all 4 done. We got the head down and snugged with 4 bolts, and have set the rockers with a gap at the top of each of their throw. Not a good gap, just a gap, so that there's nothing, so they're not too tight. So now we've got 4 bolts in the outer bolts, snugging it down, just barely. And now we're going to go ahead and start torquing the other head bolts in the sequence as defined by Das Buch. And I'm really thinking next time, I'm going to make myself a note next time, I'm going to take if I have the rockers out, I'm going to leave them out and put the head on, and then put the rockers in with the head on the bike. Interesting thought. Interesting thought. I may try that. I also may try what one of the followers suggested, putting the pistons with rings in the cylinder and then dropping the cylinder onto the connecting rods and sliding the wrist pin in with the pistons already in the cylinder. I'm not sure about that, but it sounds interesting. I'll give that some thought also. Well, it's a little bit after 10, and we have the engine completely assembled as far as all the bolts on, all the bolts in, all the nuts on, everything torqued. We use that neat little right angle torque adapter to get all the underneath bolts, both front and rear, and everything's torqued right to spec. So it's nice and tight. It turns over. We have good action on all of the are we in gear now?
Yeah, I think so.
Are we? No, we're not. Okay, so we're getting good valve action now. I haven't set them yet, but we got good valve action on all the valves. So we're going to get ready to put this thing together, hang all the ancillaries, hang all the motor mounts and exhaust system, etc. Let's see how much we can accomplish in the next 2 or 3 hours. Well, things are coming right along. Manifold's on, valve caps are on, head mount is on. Making progress. Looking good. Okay, the dressing out continues. Got the oil lines installed. We're getting ready to actually putting the coils up here. I want to show you that these clamps are notorious for damaging the coils because the clamps are smaller than the coils. If you put two washers in between there before you tighten it down, it'll hold it securely and it won't damage the coil. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Actually, I've got the goes in right here. Let's just slide these down. Now, I'm going to put this all the way forward and see how that goes. And bless whoever decided to put captive nuts on the
Amen
inside
to
there.
that.
His place in heaven is guaranteed. So anyway, it's nice and tight, and the spark coil is not squeezed. All right. So anyway, the dressing continues. We are pretty much totally dressed out. You know what? You want to do a compression test on it before we go much further?
Sure.
All right, yeah, yank those out and we'll do a compression test just for the heck of it. See what we got. All we have to do now is put on the gas tank. So,
That's all.
and that's all. Let's do a compression check and see what we got. It's looking good. Now let's talk for a minute about these pipe nuts and the locking tabs. Okay, first of all, the pipe nuts, you use a big blue wrench that's made for the job. And these ports are threaded and they strip out a lot, primarily because the nuts are not tightened enough. So you got this guy to tighten them. You put them on there and you tighten as tight as you can get. Now here's the theory. If you can tighten it so tight that you strip out the threads, that's actually a good thing because it shows you that the threads are going to strip anyway, and better to strip in your shop than on the road. I actually do something really weird. After I've tightened them as tight as I can by hand, I come over here, and would you hold on to that while I take this hand, or take the rubber off? Okay. I put it inside my medieval tool and use leverage, like so. This is so much fun one-handed, like so, to give it that last half-inch turn. And that's tight. That's as tight as you can get. Once again, if you strip out the threads, that's not a bad thing. If you can strip out the threads, they were going to strip anyway. So tighten it down. The theory is you cannot tighten it too much when you tighten it down. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, we have got the bike far enough along to do a compression test. Kevin's going to do size 13s, throttle wide open, taking it through 10 times. Boy, it sure looks like it's got compression. Is that 10?
That's 12 actually, because I missed. Well, we're up to 95. Fuck. That's better than it was.
No, I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 95 on that left one. I would like to have more, but once again, it's a brand new motor. All right, let's do this side.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin. The hell do you think I hire you young kids for?
It would be my absolute pleasure to kick this time.
But
I've got no problem.
no, hold on to
I
that.
can put on hard shoes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, here we
Come on,
go.
If I didn't whine, you'd think something was wrong.
That's true. Here we go. Another 12. All right.
100.
Got 100?
Uh-huh.
All right, so you got 90 on one side, 100 on the other. That is an improvement. I think we're gonna go ahead and mount the tank.
That's all I can do. Good.
Okay, well, this is a historic moment. We just put the motor together. We've got the bike all dressed out. We've got the tank on it. We've got a gas flow to the carburetor. We have electrons to the headlights, so we have electricity flowing. Kevin's going to do a few kicking here. My confidence level is right about 35%. Kevin's is even lower because, frankly, with all the work we did, we didn't really find a smoking gun other than those frozen rings. And a whole bunch of missing nuts and bolts that wouldn't really make a difference. But the engine is back together, everything's tight, pistons are nice and smooth, rings nice and loose, everything's adjusted properly. And at this point in time, I'll be happy with if the bike just wants to start, if it wants to give us a few pops and kickbacks. If it does anything at all to indicate that it's a motorcycle, I'll be happy. So here's our historic first start.
Okay. No choke.
Now,
No throttle.
and don't forget where the key is in case I run away.
Yeah.
Compression, boy, I mean, you got
Yeah.
compression. I don't know why, but that sounds better. That, you know, just...
Yeah.
Heart.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on,
That
baby.
was a
little,
pop.
little throttle. Oh yeah. Come on. Little throttle. Oh.
What'd you do? You kicked it into gear, didn't you?
Bet I did.
Yeah. You gotta watch that silly rear set. All right, we're gonna have to release the gear.
Yep.
Release the gears! Okay, take two.
Little choke. No throttle.
And there's a pop.
Little throttle.
Thank you. All right, that was, yeah, that's... That's the Baxter box I was looking for yesterday.
The one we emptied the trash.
One we never got. Okay, you good putting choke on?
It was on. Turned it off.
Really?
Yeah. Put 6 kicks in it. Nothing.
Did it again. All right.
It's
All right, take 3. We're going to kick it a few more times, put some carb cleaner in it, starter fluid. Open the throttle all the way. Okay. You're on.
she's on. No throttle.
Key on, no throttle, no choke.
Right. Little throttle.
Okay,
No.
we're done. We'll try with choke one little bit.
Yep, might as well.
Just
Yeah.
1 or 2 with choke.
Choke's on. No throttle. Little throttle.
It's a pop, that's what.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You know what we can do?
Tell me.
Clean the pilot jet. It's been sitting for a while.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Likes rich, doesn't it? Seems to respond to a richer mixture.
Yeah.
Choke and
Sure.
throttle and.
Okay, we're going to drop the float bowl and clean the pilot jet. I think this is take 4. I just cleaned the pilot jet on the bike. It was really not that dirty. And Kevin's going to give us 10 more kicks today, and then we're going to hang it up for the day. 1 kicky wicky. 2 kicky wickies. Gas on, pressure
It's on. Okay, that was no choke. Choke.
And you're giving it throttle or no?
No throttle.
on. 1 pop. 2 pops. All right, we're good.
Yep. She ain't gonna.
I would say at this point in time, the bike wants to start. It just doesn't know how. So we're going to go over and do some more check-in and a testing and a testing and a check-in. We may take a day off or so because I got to get this 441 Victor out of here. But
And just need brakes.
yeah, I don't know if we've made progress on the Goddess or not. And
Well, I
that's,
think we have.
I'm glad to hear you.
Yeah,
You want to say hi to the world?
Yeah.
This is the owner of the bike. Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
And he just said we made progress, so that's good to hear.
He's obviously a generous, kind man.
Obviously, a generously kind man, absolutely. Okay, all right, we're going to call it a day.